prepositions. At the top of your paper, that's what you're going to write. Prepositions. Prepositions are words that give additional information in a sentence. Okay, so very similar to other parts of speech, prepositions add more detail to a sentence, really. Okay, I'm also going to put on here that they show how a noun or pronoun relates to other parts of the sentence. And to add on to this, it's usually in reference to location, time, direction, or detail. Alright, so in reference to location, time, direction, or detail. So this is what my paper is looking like. Prepositions are words that give additional information in a sentence. They show how a noun or a pronoun relates to other parts of the sentence, usually in reference to location, time, direction, or detail. And I still have all of this space available. At the bottom, I'm just going to divide this into 4 equal parts, like equal sections. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay, go ahead and do that on your paper as well. And I'm going to label these location, time, direction, and detail. So this is what my paper is looking like. Location, time, direction, and detail. In regards to location, here are some examples of how to use a preposition, or what prepositions to use in regards to location. Alright, so here are some examples. If you're talking about location in reference to a noun, you could be with someone, among someone, beside someone. You could be by a person, near a person. If we're talking about a desk, which is a noun, you could be below it, above it, under it, across from. The list really does go on, but I'm going to stop right here and I'll go ahead and put an example sentence, how we would use it in a sentence. Alright, I have the basketball is near the goal. In my example sentence here, near is the preposition, and then goal is the noun that I am referring to. So this is a noun. And I'm going to just draw a little picture here as a little mnemonic device to remember location. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and draw a basketball goal. And this right here is in regards to the basketballs. A basketball could be under the goal. It could be beside the goal. It could be above the goal. So this right here is just a good representation of how you can use a preposition in relation to a noun. And our noun would be the basketball goal. Alright, let's move on to time. I'll go ahead and put some examples of how you would use time if you're going to categorize it as a preposition. Okay, here are some examples if you're using time as a preposition. I have after, before, during, prior, since, between, within, and past. Now, of course, this list can go on, but this is just where I'm going to stop, and I'll go ahead and show you with an example sentence. Okay, my preposition here is during, because it's telling me in regards to time when I have school. So I have lunch during school, and the preposition is during and in regards to school. School is definitely a noun. So the preposition here is during, and school is the noun that I'm referring to. And I'll go ahead and draw a little mnemonic device for time. Alright, and so I just went on ahead and just drew a clock because that was the first thing that came to mind. Alright, as far as direction, I'll go ahead and draw or put some examples of how you would use a preposition if you're going to use direction. Here are some examples using direction. And one thing I like to think about is if you're trying to explain to someone how to get somewhere, you're going to use a lot of prepositions to get there. Left, right, forward, backwards, straight, up, across, down, beyond, to. Okay, these are all directional words. I'll go ahead and use one in a sentence for you. Alright, so here's my sentence. Walk past the library. And here my preposition is past. And this is in regards to the library. That's the noun that I'm referring to. Looks kind of like a W. It's a noun. Okay, and then for my little picture or mnemonic device, I drew this arrow because this reminds me of my navigation system in my car. So that's for direction, and then I'll go ahead and write some examples for detail here. Here are some examples for detail. For, from, regarding, without, except, concerning, about, like, and of. Using prepositions when you're adding detail to a sentence, it's harder to remember them because there's no pattern or typical about them. You just really have to use them and start to get familiar with identifying them. Let me go ahead and write an example sentence and put a little mnemonic device picture here to help you remember. Alright, here's my example for using detail with a preposition. We need to talk about your grades. So here, my preposition is the word about. And I'm talking about, the noun that I'm referring to is the grades. Okay, this is the noun that I'm referring to. Alright, so we need to talk about your grades. Again, you're just adding detail. This sentence would be fine without this, we need to talk. But I'm adding detail because I'm saying about your grades. And for my mnemonic device, I decided to draw a ring because they have a lot of detail and things in rings. So that's the first thing that came to mind for me. So this right now is what my paper is looking like. Yours should look very similar to mine. And what you're going to do now is I'm going to show you this picture. Okay, so I'm showing you this picture. What you're going to do on this picture is you're going to come up with at least 8 sentences using prepositions to describe the things going on in this picture. Alright, so we've got a lot of things going on here. You're going to challenge yourself and try to use prepositions.